Let's go. Let's go. And we're live on Twitter and YouTube. I'm so excited to bring you this awesome AMA. We're talking to Chad Horn, a Devour upholder. I was just left a restaurant and I'm already looking at things differently because of what you're about to hear and about to understand of how this can really impact the restaurant industry. I'm Adam Shelton, host of Tonight. And how are you doing tonight, Chad?
I'm wonderful, Adam. Thank you so much for having me on tonight and getting a chance to talk about this awesome stuff that's coming to the restaurant world.
Yeah, it really is, because I was looking at it earlier in terms of like the website and information, the NFTs, the actually tokenomics, the opportunity. And I do not see any other project doing this in this industry.
Yeah, that's a topic right there in and of itself. And here's why, right? Even though the restaurant industry is massive, $3.5 trillion industry and growing, it takes a special combination of experiences and skills to pull off something that's useful to restaurants in this space, because you have to have an understanding and appreciation of what's going on in the blockchain. Right? You got to know, you got to be following blockchain technologies, what's going on with crypto, what's going on with NFTs, what's coming with the metaverse.
Yes.
And you've got to have this kind of, I'll call it just old school skill set with understanding restaurant operations, right? And how complex it is to run a kitchen and all of the things that come up in the day-to-day of a restaurant operator. What that means for the management, what that means for the staff. And you got to understand the technologies that make restaurants work, both back of house and front of house. So we as a founding team had experience in both realms, particularly on the restaurant and restaurant technology side. So we said, gosh, with as big as this is going to be, with as big as blockchain is going to be across all industries, it's going to be big for restaurants too. It's just a question of when and what team, what company, what project comes along and makes the strongest go of it. And we knew that if we did it, we acted fast, and we brought our network, our experience, our to the table, we could do a great job, and frankly, better than anyone, because we care about the industry. We've spent our whole careers in it, and we knew that we would be great stewards of the industry in helping them understand what of the blockchain world do they really need to pay attention to now, and what can they safely ignore, because there's some noise out there too. And so that's what we're doing.
Absolutely. I think it's important. And the fact that you had the vision of saying, you know what, I'm going to do something different to make an impact with the blockchain, food, crypto, and it rewards, because I was in Chili's. And I looked around and I'm like, wow, like none of these people knew about crypto. I asked the waitress, didn't know anything about crypto.
Yep.
And I'm like, wow, this could be a good opportunity at a 3.5 trillion. I was thinking it was billion at first, but you're right. It is way over trillion, and it's growing every day.
Yeah. So it's funny you mentioned Chili's, because Chili's in some respects is an innovative brand. They've gotten in the world of ghost kitchens and virtual brands, and had some success in that. And yet the waitress doesn't know about crypto, and
she did not even know. The manager didn't know. He said he heard of Bitcoin, but he didn't know about NFTs, metaverse, anything like that.
Yeah. And that brings to mind one of the things that I felt really good about our team tackling, which is just understanding where the restaurant industry is at, and frankly most industries are at. There's still an awareness issue, right? For everybody to really benefit from what's out there, what's possible with the technology, we have to first solve the awareness and accessibility problem. And that was the very first thing that our team took on, our dev team, our technology team. They said, wait a minute, less than 1% of people have an NFT and know how that works.
Right.
It's less than 20% that know have cryptocurrency of any kind. So if restaurants want to roll something out that's exciting, if they want to say, here's a dining experience you can get with crypto or with an NFT that we're involved in, You got to solve that problem first. You got to make sure it's something that can be
Exactly. You
mainstream.
do.
And so the very first thing, easy NFT experience, right? So that when a brand wants to roll out an NFT, or when Devour rolls out our own industry collection NFT, that's going to be a tribute to the industry and workers, there will not be the complexity around it that exists today with putting Ethereum in your first in exchange, then to a wallet, then minting all
Right.
that. None of that. It's sign up, click a button, you're done. And that was such an important first hurdle to accomplish, to pave the way for all of the utility we can talk about with integration to restaurant technologies.
And there's so many ways you can go with this. Oh, by the way, your white papers is amazing. It really is. It's like a menu. It's like was that on purpose? It's literally like a menu. Like it's like a menu or book. If you know, when you click on the arrow, it goes to the next page, and it's so organized. It's really, I'm serious. It's very organized.
I can take no credit for that, Adam. I'm
Look
not a
at this.
one-man show here. We've got a great dev team, and that credit belongs to Devour Diva, our CEO. And it wouldn't surprise me if she planned it out like a menu.
But it's really good for like new investors when they come in and do research. They can see the numbers, like the US market stats, the market trends, what's happening now, what people want, what people don't want. And the fact that you guys have restaurants, dollar sign, you have that emblem. You do realize it. People are going to find you.
We like that. We like that when people saw us on the various sites that, oh, restaurants is trending. They know what we're about from the TikTok.
Exactly. And you know, when it was trending, I only thought about one company, one project. I didn't think any other project. So you're already branding yourself already. You're already putting yourself out there, professional. The fact that you have experience in the restaurant industry and now into the blockchain, you're building a great community. I see people here are basically giving a lot of support. Man, what is the next step now that you're working on? Because I do think this is something that it can definitely make an impact on restaurants, fast food restaurants, sit down restaurants, you know, the high end restaurants, you know, the open table. I can see that happening where you have to have a certain NFT and you guys minted, and then I can see a lot of that stuff happening.
There's a lot of things we're doing next. So like I'll first talk about one. As you've noted already, right? You know, we've got the branding with restaurants. What we don't have is large scale awareness of our project, and we know that as our community grows, what we're able to accomplish as a project is going to grow. So I think what's coming next is a big rise in awareness around what we're doing on multiple fronts. We're about to go through a series, hit the trade show circuit. This is the trade show season in the restaurant industry, and so we're getting out there. I'm going to be at the New England Food Show in 2 weeks, going to NFT LA next week. And in May, we're going to the largest restaurant show in the country, the National Restaurant Association. So, and that's just to name a few of what we'll be doing over the next few months. And then on the other side, to help awareness, we're showcasing our NFT technology. Might like to do that with you here on the show soon.
Of course.
Show everybody what we've built, right? And because we're using that same technology for what we call our founding members club, to just say, hey, to all of the most influential and experienced people in the restaurant and restaurant technology industries, it's almost like a virtual business card saying, hey, we're here. This is what we're doing. Come check it out, experience it for yourself. And in so doing, just skyrocket the awareness on the project, which serves multiple benefits, not the least of which it'll be that much easier to form partnerships with all the companies in the industry that we need to.
Yes, brand awareness. I think online and offline. I think your online is starting to pick up more, and then the offline would definitely pick up as the message get across. It's still new to people. I think when you mention that in conversations, they're a little bit hesitant. It reminds me when the internet got started. Like, well, www. What is that? I'm just gonna use what I'm used to. But you know what? Eventually, they're gonna come around. NFTs. And it makes you feel exclusive. Especially if you mint it, that's really represent their brand, their colors, their logo. Oh, I'll just stop.
Yeah.
I'll just stop because I can imagine an NFT branded with certain brands out there, and Devour's behind it.
You're right. I like that you mentioned the internet. There was a hilarious YouTube clip. You can never check it out. I think it's from 1995, and David Letterman is giving Bill Gates a hard time about saying that the internet is a big thing. He's like, I don't think this is going anywhere. And here we are. And so we're kind of in the early stages of blockchain, but man, is it going places. And to your point, like a brand, the brand experience they can give to their guests with NFTs and with crypto, it's insane, right? But yeah, there's the artistic side where they can represent that any which way they want, but then it's like attach that to experiences that people value.
Right.
Any VIP awesome experience they want to attach to it, they can, right? Whether that's a high level, premium level in a loyalty program, like you mentioned, open table, getting a reservation at a table that's otherwise near impossible if it's a popular restaurant, or just a really cool ordering experience, whether it's online, you're getting access to hidden menu items that are just for people in the club, or special pricing, etc. Events, it's all of these things can be unlocked by NFTs or crypto.
Yeah, absolutely. Or you can use your native token. I mean, you have a tokenomic structure there. You can actually say, hey, you know what? Why don't you buy our token and use it for incentives as well? That's another idea. And the restaurant industry, there's so many different types of restaurants that probably could use something like this in the long run, somewhere like a fast food restaurant, and maybe an established high-end. Listen, we only have so many reservations. We need to go ahead and separate this apart. Holidays. Oh man.
Well, holidays, right? Holidays are great because what happens on holidays? People give gifts too.
Yeah.
So, what do you give somebody for a gift for a restaurant? You can take them out to a restaurant, or you can give them a gift card. Blockchain just opens up a whole new world of possibilities. Now, if they're a fan of some restaurant, you say, hey, let me give you this awesome loyalty status thing, all kinds of things you get to do because I'm giving you their NFT.
Yep.
That becomes possible with the world of blockchain, and possible and easy, I should add, right? Because it's not necessarily going to be convoluted like it's been in the past.
Yes, and I notice also your docs, everyone shows their face, their description. It's like out there. I feel like you guys are ready just to explode. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, doxing was never a question for us, but I know it
No.
is with other projects. Like we've been in the restaurant world for so long, everybody knows who we are and what we're doing, and yeah, that's a fun aspect to this that we get to bring with us on the journey, right?
Right.
Not just the new friends we're making from the crypto world, but from all of the years, 75 plus years for just the founding team alone, with across restaurants and restaurant technology companies we've worked with for decades, and to bring everybody along and say, hey, this is the future, come with us, and everybody's getting excited right there with us.
Absolutely. The number of years of experience is something to really, really look at, because you guys understand when you're having those conversations with those restaurant owners and managers, you can use your experience and knowing how to communicate with them as well. But then again, you're understanding the NFT, blockchain, tokenomics, the metaverse area, and you can tie those together. So now it's all about, because you know how it happens. One or two companies, they sign, and then possibility a few others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's the cool thing too, is that we're not hurting for restaurants that want to work with us. There's enough out there that are like, hey, we're innovators, right? Part of our brand persona is like we want to be leading the charge with any new technologies. These would be the same brands that would be like the first to do online ordering, the first to do delivery, Now they're saying we want to be the first to do something amazing with crypto and with
Yeah.
NFT. We don't even know what that guest experience looks like for us or how exactly it's going to work, but we just know we want in. And so we're talking to brands like that, and it's like, okay, let's imagine together, and that's really exciting. And then there's others that say, all right, this sounds good, but let's talk through the details and make sure we know how it's all going to work. And we like those guys too. So as a new project, there's plenty to do and take on, and it's fun
Right.
trying to choose what our priorities are going to be.
And then how are the conversations? Do they seem to be interested, or they just want more information? Do they know much about crypto?
Most don't. Most don't know about crypto going into the conversation, but they tend to leave excited. There are some that know about it from the get-go, and that shortens the conversation some because there's so much groundwork that doesn't have to be laid. But as soon as they start to imagine what that guest experience is going to look like and how that translates to growth in their restaurant, growth in brand awareness, right? Because as soon as a restaurant does something real in this space, frankly, a lot of restaurants have done little things that really don't have much to do with crypto, but it still makes headlines. A brand does something real in this space with technology that delivers a guest experience, they're going to make 15, 20 articles. And so brand awareness for what they're doing, and then how that drives all the sales and marketing metrics that those teams try to work on each day, and they see how we connect to that, and they get excited.
They do. And then someone just asked, is this token available? I just pinned the website at the top. You can check it out. So yes, you should definitely check it out. And it's something I do think restaurants is going to eventually start. A lot of them are going to start getting involved in just crypto in general, just the
Absolutely.
basics, and then eventually start upgrading, because that's the technology that we're headed. It's just going to happen.
Absolutely. And it's we now see ourselves as every week that goes on, more conversations we have with not just restaurants, but restaurant technology companies and entrepreneurs and founders who say, "Hey, we like what your guys doing. How can we help? How can we add to it?" Right? And so it's like, we already see ourselves as like building out an entire ecosystem around
Right.
restaurant blockchain. So
Mhm.
we think, all right, Devour as a company, as a project, encapsulates more than just a token, right?
Yep.
It's our NFT services for restaurants, or our own NFT services for NFT, like that easy NFT experience I described. That's that's a pillar unto itself. We have our token, our existing token on the Ethereum blockchain, that's really focused around the rewards, right? Rewarding people for visiting a restaurant. It could be anything: making a reservation, keeping a reservation, placing an online order. Uh,
Mhm.
you know, Eating at the restaurant in any capacity, right? They have a chance to earn. We could reward employees, right, for staying on, right? Restaurants are challenged to attract or keep staff.
Correct.
Signing bonuses paid in token,
Right.
retention bonuses paid in token, etc. Right? So rewarding. We need to have a whole nother token to deliver the pay experience,
I was just gonna mention that.
lower transaction fees, right?
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of utility that we can attach there. So if you think about growing out an ecosystem, someone could come along and say, you know what, Devour, I see you guys are doing all these things, and we want to help. We want to help restaurants. I don't see
Right.
you're doing this. We don't see you doing a recipe blockchain. So restaurants can have ownership of their recipes and
Yep.
monetize it appropriately. We don't
Good.
see you doing um, trustless time and attendance, where we can see that people really clocked in at a certain time, and for
True.
restaurants that might save them from lawsuits, etc. Supply chain issues, where now they can trace, where food came from, where it grew out of the ground to where it makes it to someone's plate, and the
Yep.
transparency the blockchain afford. We won't be able to take on all of those ourselves, but we can provide the ecosystem support for other entrepreneurs to say, hey, let's help restaurants together.
Yes, and this could start out as a blockchain, as a project, and go down to an ecosystem, just like you're saying, because you don't have to tackle everything. I mean, you can have another token to help out with the pays and the tips and things like that. And when I was looking at your white paper, I did not realize this. It's over 1 million plus restaurants
Yeah,
that
in just the US alone.
in just in the US.
Yeah.
It wouldn't take many to really make an impact. It will not.
No, you're right, and there's over 15 million restaurant workers. So the size of this market, however you wanna look at it, is astronomical.
Yeah.
And I take a lot of comfort. I reached out to these guys today, the VCR group who started Fly Fish Club, the restaurant in New York, who proved to the world that this works, that the
Yes,
market
this could work. This could
the
work.
market values NFTs. They
Oh,
launched their collection of
yep.
membership only restaurant in the form of NFTs, and their collection's worth over 30 million because NFTs matter, right? That the
Wow.
technology and what it enables, the ability to own it, right? So you can
Mhm.
buy it, sell it, transfer it, gift it, etc. The speed, the decentralized control. You don't have to worry about your record of ownership getting lost, etc.
No.
It and all kinds of things that NFTs afford that they're shedding light on. So I
Mhm.
sent them a note of thanks today because like they're making it easier for us to do what we do because it makes it very clear that this technology matters to this industry now.
Oh, absolutely. And it's going to get more and more because more people going to use these NFTs in different ways. And you can, man, I was just thinking about this ecosystem, the partnerships you can have with the hotels, the partnerships you can have with the other thing. I'm just sitting there like, wow, what happens if you have a restaurant, but it's a hotel too? Like it's
Sure.
both. Like, we own both of them. So
You are one
now
of
you
them.
have an incentive, and it can go so far. It really can. It could be a tremendous ecosystem down the road.
What's your favorite sports team, Adam?
My favorite sports team is the Lakers.
The Lakers. Okay. So, gosh,
I know.
I bet you the Lakers already have an NFT. I'm not sure, but if they don't, they're getting one soon, right? So, restaurants could say, "Hey, we kind of have a lot of Lakers fans around here in LA,
Hmm.
and hey, Lakers fans, Lakers NFT holders, come to our restaurant and it could be on a Tuesday night, whatever parameters they want. Come to a restaurant and get 10% off if you're a Lakers NFT holder. Now, why would they do that? Because
Right.
it's it's a targeted message to an audience like, hey, you see me, you see us Laker fans, and you want to reward us. Awesome. You probably like the Lakers too. I'm going to go visit your restaurant. And they also know those guests, if they have a Lakers NFT, they probably have some disposable income, to be able to get that. And they go, okay, those are going to be really valuable guests to me as a restaurant. The first time they might come for that, but the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 10th, 20th time, they're paying full price. And now I've got a valuable guest because I did a partnership with another NFT. Same kind of thing with what you're talking about with the hotel. Hotels have restaurants in them, they own them. So yeah, it's like if you're
Hmm.
the Hilton NFT, the Marriott NFT,
Yep. Restaurants and stuff.
and if it's at restaurants, right, that they own, why not?
Yep. Yeah, it's status, it's exclusivity, it's, you have to be there, you have to have it, it carries around you. There's innovative, it's so many things when it comes to NFTs, and it works with so many different industries. It really does. And you can edit them, you can brand them to exactly what they want with the colors and the schemes and the logos. And now they're 3D NFTs I'm seeing, which looking amazing. And
Yeah.
so it's just, man, there's so many ways. Someone asked a question earlier. I apologize when I said something about me, why I'm bullish. I think someone said something like that. I'm bullish on it because of the potential it has, the overall potential it has, because I could see restaurants using this in the way they want to use them. You can bring the blueprint. Okay, this is the blueprint how the NFTs will work with your customers and your workers. But maybe they say, you know what, we want this, but we want to use them as an incentive to help people, pack certain days in. Maybe you only use this on a Tuesday because Tuesday's a day where we don't get a lot of customers, or we can't get people to come to work. We gonna get him an NFT. So that's what I was just thinking about.
Absolutely. And that's often how I'll approach a conversation with a restaurant is, Tell me your biggest challenges, right? Just let's
Yep,
start
and biggest
there,
challenges.
right? Is
Mhm.
your biggest problem staffing? Is it one restaurant getting people to come in at lunch, right?
Yep.
They had a good dinner business, but lunch was an issue. It's like, okay, let's craft an NFT campaign
Mhm.
that will solve your biggest problem, right? Like it's why not? It's got that potential. Certainly the blockchain does, and yeah, so that's where I love to go. And then for the first thing though, we can do more short term from a utility standpoint, like kind of sales and marketing, getting people in, driving sales, driving business, driving cool guest experiences. But sky's the limit on what's possible with blockchain tech.
It really is. And then also, I think maybe some training, like they instead of how a new waitress were trained how to do the job, they train how to use MetaMask. You train them in the beginning.
Oh, see, yes. So that's we like that idea from a community standpoint that we're going to be able to bring in a lot of restaurant workers who this will be their first token. A
Yes,
Devour
first
NFT
token,
will be their
devour.
first NFT, or a restaurant brand will be their first NFT, and they go, "How do I do this?" And so we want, or other brands that are doing NFTs that are they're not benefiting from our easy NFT experience, and
Mhm.
we need to educate the restaurant community and anybody coming into this, and like they need to learn. So 1,000,000%. At the same time, if a restaurant wants to scale a program, especially a larger brand, what they want to do is eliminate training requirements. They would say, hey, I don't want the guest that's trying to use this NFT to get frustrated when they're dealing with somebody who's like day 2 on the job. So
Right.
let's just take training out of the equation. And so we can do that with our NFT technology or crypto technology integrated to existing restaurant technologies. So if it's a brand that has a loyalty program, and the way guests normally use it is they download the app, you know, make a purchase, do it all on their phone. They don't have to bother staff at all.
Right.
We can just tie in there and reward that guest with tokens, authenticate that they have an NFT and give them some VIP experience based on that. Just by dealing with an integrated fashion with the technology, restaurant operations don't have to get any more complicated. And
It
that's
does.
key for scale. That's key for us to be able to not just tackle a little piece of the market, but the whole thing.
Wow. And you're just getting the ball rolling. You can be the person that just get things done, get started, and then let it go. You could. You could. And then we're not even talking about the metaverse. That's a whole different conversation when you get into the metaverse in the future with NFTs and where this is going. And then it's all about the restaurants or the gas station restaurant. I didn't even think about that, where they can see the vision of being a part of this. They can use this to really, really help out their customers. They probably, it may be a stat somewhere, is that I believe this can help what you were talking about the biggest problem, this can help them with new customers, with new incentives. This probably could help. This I'm just sitting there thinking about this. This could be something to really, really uplift what they have.
Yeah, I like that idea. And I have to jump in on the metaverse because you brought it up because I love it. I've gone through an evolution of for myself for the last month on evolution on metaverse. It wasn't long ago I was saying, "Hey, did I lose you, Adam? Uh-oh. Do we still can you hear me? Hey, all. Am I on? Did we just lose Adam? Somebody leave a comment if this technical issue is on me or Adam's side. I'm not 1,000,000% sure. So, but I'm still seeing some comments. Okay. All right. He had to fake a technical issue so he could go buy some Devour token right now. He saw you all were beating him to it, and so technical issue. profile. I'm going to check various things to make sure he's not messaging me. So this is Chad Horn, Devour upholder here. I've taken over Adam Shelton's show. I hope that's okay with everybody. So what I was going to say about the metaverse, and I'll repeat myself when Adam gets here, is that the metaverse, the potential there is awesome as well, right? And our charter here, our mission is to be really helpful to restaurants and bring what's useful of the metaverse, useful of the whole blockchain set of technologies to restaurants in a way that makes sense for them. And that is still a challenge to a degree on just the NFTs, even though NFT usage is far greater than that of the metaverse. And so being responsible stewards, we are advising restaurants to say, hey, like all of this technology, look at it and look at it candidly for what it can do for you now, in the near future and long term. And in my mind, the bar is high for when a brand should jump into the metaverse. That said, I think it's coming sooner than I even thought not long ago, because we're forming partnerships with metaverse companies that I see being able to do something really valuable for restaurants. It certainly makes sense for brands to start working with a lawyer to trademark what they need to in the metaverse so they own their IP for when they are ready, even if that's not for a few years. And with everything coming as fast as it is, it's going to feel like moments before brands should jump in and take the metaverse more seriously. But by golly, they should start with NFTs, right, and crypto, and that's what we're doing for them first. But talk to a big project coming up in the metaverse. It's a game. It's a zombie apocalypse type game, and with the reach they're going to have, and they created an opportunity. They presented to me to have restaurants have brand exposure in that game, and I thought, yeah, that could make some sense for some of the restaurants we're talking to. So I think it's going to come sooner than I realized. Adam, where are you? I feel guilty taking over his show. I'm going to look for questions, guys, as a way to fill the time here without covering all of the ground Adam's going to cover later. So throw a question in, guys. Melodious asks, tell us about the app. All right. Yes, Eric, he's buying Devour. I thought I was joking there. Maybe not. Okay. So the Devour app, when we release that is going to be really, think about that as the gateway to all of the partnered restaurants we have in their utility. And from a Devour token NFT perspective, it will be the place where you can easily get a restaurant NFT. It'll also be the place you can easily get a Devour token, right? When we launch, that we will have, but it'll have utility in the restaurant world based on our restaurant partnerships at launch. So really look forward to giving you guys more detail over time as that is developed. What is my favorite food? Zachary, thank you for that question. Like I think for a lot of people, it changes. I don't have one favorite food that I've had in mind for forever. But if I force myself to say like, hey, what's my go-to? It's boring, it's common, but it's pizza. Looking for more questions. When is the NFT launch? The Founders Club NFT, I'll kind of talk about this in stages, it's ready to launch. So we're going to do that sometime in about a week or so, and then start releasing that to people in the industry to gain that awareness I talked about before. But then,
I am back. Can everybody see me?
Adam, welcome back.
Okay. Had a little technical difficulties. The power went out, completely out. So we're back. I want to see if chat can come back. Oh,
I'm here. Do you see me?
I just saw you.
Now, me and the your community busted you. We knew you faked technical difficulties to go buy Devour token.
Yeah, the power went out over here and it just wiped everything. I'm gonna leave. All right.
We're back. Woo.
Man, and people stayed. That is a great community. The power went out, so I couldn't even use my internet, anything like that. And then it just came back on.
Yeah.
I'm in the state of Florida, so lightning's happens quite a bit. So
This is a perfect analogy for running a restaurant. Like restaurants, show must go on, right? So, two people don't show up for work, you still open. You still you're making it happen.
and you was continuing the process. You was continuing it.
I was continuing it. Oh yeah, that is par for the course. You know, nothing can phase you. You got to keep going. That's restaurant world right there.
Absolutely. My backup was going to use my wife's phone to see if the internet worked. So I'm always thinking like, oh, everything was just black, And I'm sitting there thinking like, what's plan B, C, and D?
Yeah.
So
I can get you a generator for Christmas. I just like
yeah. And then the community, we haven't talked about. Can you speak about the community? Because they stayed, they were still here. Can you say anything about this community? Because it is a good community.
Oh my gosh, our community is the best. Maybe everybody says that, but it's true of Devour because we've been together for 3 months for in some cases, and we got to go through together like all of the things that have happened right in that short time, and because we all knew from the beginning that the potential was insane, and so
Oh man,
we got to share all the legs up, right, to get to this point. All of the different things that have happened to the project, or it's like we got to share those experiences together, but cemented in knowing that we're going to the moon, as they say, right? Because it's such a big market, such a big opportunity, it's such a real world problem we're solving and a problem opportunity we're addressing. So it's just a lot of getting to share those experiences, but also just getting to talk and hang out in our Telegram VCs and have some fun. And I think we got a little bit lucky with some of the people in our community to just keep it fun, keep it lively. And everyone's just been in it together. Tight knit community.
It really is.
Welcoming more people every day.
Mario Jackson, I love Devour. I'm here long term. Long term.
Mario.
Wow, Mario, what's going on? Thank you for the super chat. It is a long-term project because of what it can do and go. And you just 3 months, 90 days.
Yeah.
That's
long-term project because restaurants have been around for hundreds of years and they'll be around for thousands of years more. They're not going anywhere. People need to go out to eat. It's an aspect that we truly treasure, right? Think about like what restaurants bring to their communities.
right.
A good restaurant, like it's like a hub where community happens, right? Friends hang out. You know, you hear stories like man proposes to woman in the restaurants. Like this stuff happens. This is like
It
the
does
fabric of
happen.
society. You know, parties, the most memorable events in life happen in restaurants so often. Like we got to protect that, and helping restaurants navigate essential technology that the world is moving with is a big part of that. We saw that with the pandemic. Me
We
and my
did.
co-founders, like we were in companies that experienced that each in its own way, where restaurants, like they were shut down. And if they
Yes.
didn't have a plan
No
that
plan.
technology could help them with, they had to close. It was those
Right.
restaurants that either had or quickly could get the tech to accept online orders, to get delivery orders, to accept curbside orders, right? The various apps and tech they need to make that happen. They moved quickly if they didn't already have it going, because that's how they survived. And
Right.
we might be at a stage now where it's this everything with blockchain isn't necessary for survival, but it's coming. That day is coming, and but right now it's just a massive opportunity for them to stand out and differentiate themselves from competing restaurants.
Absolutely. And you're the only one in your industry that's actually, you know, dealing with this and attacking this in a way where, okay, restaurants is going to eventually use this technology. They're going to eventually use this, and
Yeah.
having that actually mission and vision of this happening. Because to me, I feel like, man, if I'm a restaurant owner, I have to start thinking about how I can continue getting customers
Yep.
and keeping my employees motivated to come to work, to do well. And what I was thinking about earlier today was now you can use the NFT as a certificate for certain things now. It's just where this can go is endless possibility. It really is. I mean, reward system. I mean, I can still see some people using this. Coming into the restaurant, you see Devour sitting out there, you know, the Devour NFT. So I can see that.
Now, should Devour be its own restaurant someday? That's the question.
Why not? Why couldn't it? You
Yeah,
got the experience.
yeah, I hear you. Right? Could be like, hey, this is where you can experience all of the best possible user dining experience enabled by Devour
Ooh.
technology, right? Plus a menu curated for crypto enthusiasts. Late night food. Could work.
But what type of restaurant would you want it to be?
Well, it's a good question. Uh, what kind of restaurant would you want it to be out of?
Man, fun, innovating, exciting, very rewarding. Technology everywhere with NFTs and that special brand of service. You want to feel exclusive. For everybody walking around, this table had these certain NFTs, this area had these certain NFTs, that kind of thing. And they all mean something. And so that NFT means something. Maybe that NFT is also exclusive for a certain event that's in town. Because
Mhm.
you partner with this event, so you're able to tie that together to give that event an experience for the customer. So that's what I'm kind of thinking of.
Yeah. Yeah. I should say, not if we do it, but when we do this,
When,
it's going to have to be
when.
awesome. And we'll make sure that it is. You said the word partner, and that brought to mind like that's a fundamental aspect of our brand, right? Our the way we operate in the world is partner. So there's other NFTs out there, other NFT projects that have to do with the restaurant industry, and we see those as guys like, hey guys, let's partner up. You know,
Right.
you guys are also about helping restaurants, giving people an experience. You may not have the technology that we have, but let's work together on that. If you, what experience do you want to offer your restaurants that you're working with, and the people who have become fans of your NFT? What experiences do you want to enable? Let's talk about how we can help you do that. I love
Hmm.
that we do approach it that way, and that we can approach it that way because of the unique aspects of Devour. And at the NFT LA event next week, we're going to be launching or kind of come out and be
Mm.
public with one of those NFT projects that's partnered with up to have us be the official token for their project. So really, really endless possibilities on just the partnering front.
That's amazing. Have you guys thought about any swag, any shirts, any merchandise?
Ooh, I gotta hide my face in shame. We do. We have a merch store coming. It's taken a little bit
Whoa.
too long, Adam, and that's on me. But it is coming soon. And
Yeah, I could see people wearing this. I definitely would wear the hat and a hoodie or whatever.
we're gonna have some awesome awesome merch, and we'll have the logo on there. The
Good
chef,
logo with the D there. It's a good logo.
the
Yeah.
D. We have, if you look on the website, which is devour.restaurant, you'll see the full Devour logo with the chef in the middle. Um, we'll have those on the merch as well. But over time, we're talking to our community leaders and say, hey guys, there's so much opportunity for like endless, really artistic takes on Devour, because restaurants are artistic entities, and we could just blow it out and have all kinds of cool designs on our merch. So over time, kind of like the project has a roadmap, our merch will have a roadmap with different artistry appearing in our merch store as
Oh yeah.
over time.
Yeah, I can see that. And my question, I should have started this out. Where did the name Devour come from? Where
Mm.
did that Devour?
The other two co-founders, so Shelly Ruppel and Lisa Egbert, they were talking, and that came out, and they said, "Hey Chad, what do you think?" And I said, "I love it." That's where it came from.
What?
And maybe messed up some of the details, but it wasn't me; it was them. And I heard it's like, "Oh yes, that's got to be it."
Oh my God. And it's just Devour. That's it just any meaning? Okay, is there an actually mission or some type of statement what it means, objective? You know how you have like Devour stands for integrity, community, and awareness. I'm just making an example.
Yeah, so I think the word devour, if I had to define the word devour, like outside the project, it's like eat passionately, right? So the idea
Hmm.
of like doing
It
it,
is.
doing what you're
That's
doing with energy, only in the context of food. It's like we're giving it our all with Devour, right? As founders, so we're we're doing this with that same passion that someone who's devouring food is doing with food. So I think
mhm.
that's kind of the tie-in as well, um, from a word meaning perspective. But our mission is to help create that fusion between restaurants and blockchain, and to do it in a way that really takes care of the industry and takes care of the people who make the industry happen, which are restaurant workers. So we haven't talked about that a lot yet, but that if we think about when we think about like who are we doing this for, it's the restaurant worker. It's
Yeah.
not an easy life. You got to have a lot of grit and put in a lot of hours, and sometimes suffer abuse from customers. It's just it can be a thankless job at times and hard, and yet they are the people that make this wonderful thing called dining out at a restaurant and that experience happen. So undercompensated as well, no question, right? So to be able to kind of think in mind like that's our target, like that there's a lot of people that will benefit from
Right.
our restaurants, restaurant guests, but that's who we're doing it for, and we're going to benefit them in this project. That's why we're reaching out to them and want them in our community. We want them as Devour NFT holders, because they will then get to benefit with us in the community as the project grows and as we do awesome things associated with these NFTs, and help them in with their careers as well
Hmm.
by helping them keep abreast of the new technologies that are coming. So 1% of the tokenomics, right, buys and sells, 1% goes straight to the Devour Foundation, so
I
that we can
love
give
it.
back to restaurant workers.
I love that. Is a foundation to help out restaurant workers and is it to basically help them with any type of cause or with them that
Um, so more than a specific cause, it's impact. We
there we
give
go.
by partnering with existing charitable organizations that are good at what they do, right? They are good at helping restaurant workers efficiently. With like the National Restaurant Association Education Foundation, that's career progression. That's helping them
Great
get the next
idea.
leg up in their career path. For Golden Rule in San Diego, that's helping them with emergency assistance. Restaurant workers are particularly vulnerable for one missed paycheck, one issue, something going on in their life, and then they're very vulnerable. So they come up alongside those folks and help them with emergency relief they need to get by. So it's our only stance is we want it to help restaurant workers, and we want the group that we're partnering with to be good at it, to be a leader in what they do, so that those dollars are being used efficiently to help.
That's such a great idea. 1% of every Devour token trade goes towards the foundation. So, like when someone just makes a transaction, buy or is that buy and sell, buy or sell?
Buy or sell.
That's 1%. It goes into like a wallet. Does it go to like a wallet pretty much?
Yeah, it
At
goes into
1%?
the project wallet, and then those funds are rolled out from there.
Unbelievable. That's pretty cool because I mean, are you guys charity? Is it more now? Do you want to get more involved in charity? I mean, I know this is basically helping out workers, but is there any areas of getting involved more in charities?
So we're 3 months in, so we have so much we need to accomplish, and yet it's very important. So one of our three co-founders, Lisa Egbert, is responsible for the Devour Foundation. Right, she's the
You guys
foundation.
got a great team, man. That's
It's
so
so important that
smart. Come
one out of
on.
three of us are putting a lot of time into it, and building out the relationships that allow us to do that well.
Yeah, and you got an advisory team. This is a business. Like this, it feels like a business, because you guys are treating it like a business. You're just bringing it over to the blockchain, and because you have co-founders, you have an advisory team. Everyone has their own duties. You got a community here are saying, "I want a Devour hat." Things like that. That would be kind of cool, like a D in the front and purple. And I'm a Lakers fan too. That's
There
purple
you
too.
go.
That will be nice. Wow, man, to get some swag here. People will probably buy that. I'm telling you, people would definitely buy
They will. They will. And we want to get it to them. We want to get it to them as quickly as we can.
it. Any final want thoughts as we wrap things up? Anything you want to tell the community?
I want to first say thank you, community. I know a lot of the folks on this have been in our community for some time. So thank you
Yeah,
for
yeah.
going on this journey with us. Thank you for being evangelists for the project. Because what you're doing is going to benefit not just yourselves, but benefit a huge industry that really needs the help, right? Restaurants, with as crazy as their worlds are, were not about to figure out blockchain on their own. They would, to separate out of all of the all of the projects, all of the stories. This is the thing that's going to help me as a restaurant operator take that next step forward. It's an impossible mission. They already don't have enough time to do everything that's on their plate. So you're helping the massive industry and the 15 million workers in just the U.S. alone, the 1 million restaurants Adam talked about, take that step forward that they have to take, right, to seize the opportunity, but to ultimately survive, like restaurants in the pandemic era. We're like, how do we survive by coming up to speed with technology? That day is coming. You guys are a part of it. Thank you. And so I just want to say it's awesome being one of the devs on this project. All of the fun, exciting conversations I get to have, I feel very fortunate and blessed. And I'm excited that right after this, Adam, we're going to go to a Twitter Spaces and kind of like
Wow,
brief
man.
with the
Continue the
community,
conversation.
continue the conversation, take more questions, and yeah, that's it. But just stay tuned. If someone's not already in our community, for heaven's sakes, go to our Telegram, t.me/Devour token, and
Yeah.
join the conversation. We'd love to meet you, hear your ideas on how we can benefit the restaurant industry, because we know there's ideas we haven't thought of because we get them every day, and they're often very good. So please join and contribute and come along for the ride and be a part of it.
And I just pinned the message at the top of the Telegram as well. You can join the Telegram. That's probably one of the best ways of really getting involved is Telegram, Twitter. And I definitely want to do this again. We should do this again. We should do this every month or every 2 weeks or something. We should.
I tell you, we should definitely come on when I can say, "Hey, Adam, let's get you a Devour NFT on the." Let's just show everybody how easy it is, right? Because that's one of the foundational elements of what we're talking about, making it easy. I think everybody should see how easy it can be.
We should do that once that's available. Let's do it. I'm definitely, people would love it. I'm pretty sure, to see how simple and easy it is to get involved in NFTs and Devour. Just love the idea. I think restaurants will love this idea. It's just, it just takes time for people to really understand the value of it. That's the thing. And the vision. It's the vision, like understanding, listen, this is happening. People going to want this. They can carry this on their phone, their iPad. NFT it carries with you. It doesn't have to be a piece of paper. So but yes, let's do this again. I can't wait. Devour definitely has a great future. And I'll see you next time. Thank you for being here. Thank you, community. And I can't wait to do this again.
Beautiful. Adam, thank you so much. Community, thank you. We'll see you guys soon.